Now, Nelson Mandela Bay says it will add 30 megalitres of water into the supply grid to prevent a complete shutdown. The Metro Municipality in the Eastern Cape has been battling drought for some time now. Dam levels in the province have been sitting at 16.6%. Joining us now to make sense of supplying water to the municipal grid is Tsatsire, Director of Water Distribution in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Exactly how severe is this problem? I can see that interventions are in place to ensure that day zero doesn't approach.
Good evening to your listeners. Thank you for the opportunity. I think, as you well said, the Metro has been battling drought for the past 7 years. But obviously, we haven't been folding our arms. For the past 7 years, there's been quite a number of interventions from an augmentation point of view to ensure that, we actually don't reach day zero. I think part of that has been the development of groundwater, which you have rightly said. I think in total it's going to be, 30 megalitres of water that's going to be put into our reticulation grid. And obviously this has gone a long way in pushing, day zero and ensure that, we continue to have water resources for our communities. But I think most importantly as well, we have got, water demand management interventions which we are pursuing to ensure that, there's behavioral change that will actually, help in creating, a long-lasting water use that is prudent.
I'd imagine that the impact on service delivery is quite severe. How are you ensuring consistent supply, especially to informal settlements?
So, as I rightly said, we have actually put additional water into our reticulation grid. As part of the service level standard, most of our informal settlements are serviced through what you call stand pipes. And most of them have got, stand pipes and running tap water. But obviously, with the density in informal settlements, there's always, onwards provision of water through other means to ensure that, we increase access. In time and again, we also, put, water trucks to ensure that, more people actually get access to water quicker.
And there have been several protests in informal settlements across the province. Talk to us about some of the challenges you've encountered.
Yeah, obviously, there are protests, but not only water related. Some relates, to other service delivery, pressure points like housing. And obviously, water then become used, as a proxy, to get to some of those service delivery needs. But yeah, as time, as they okay, well, obviously we'll deal with those. But I think to a greater extent, most of our informal settlements has got water provision to those communities.
How much of a dent has irrigation and pipe leaks had on the supply of water?
So we are obviously a suburban, we are an urban metro. There is not much irrigation, that happens, within our footprint. But obviously from a reticulation point of view, the reticulation will always have leaks, and obviously this is due to old reticulation parts that are old. But in time and again, as part of our maintenance regime, we actually have got maintenance team that work on the reticulation on a daily basis. We also have got preventative maintenance program to ensure that we replace all the reticulation and put new pipes. And obviously all these interventions reduce leaks. Currently, our leak footprint is sitting plus or minus 5 megalitres on a daily basis. And obviously we have put quite a number of resources to reduce that. And we have got external service providers as well as internal teams that are actually working to reduce the turnaround times as well as, the number of days leaks actually go on without being attended to.
Yeah. And in reducing those turnaround times, where would you say you're sitting now in comparison to the past?
So, we have actually reduced from about 15 days to about 3 to 4 days currently. And I think there's still room for us to improve. And I think we'll continue to galvanize, the resources that I have. At least I'll be happy to actually reduce, that turnaround to a day or so. And I think by that it's a no-brainer that, we will have actually less water being lost to leaks.
Yeah. Let's go back again to just get more clarity around the big challenge being the informal settlements. How much intervention is in place, or perhaps plans to ensure that there is a running tap within the informal settlements to make service delivery a lot more pleasant?
So the ideal situation is that, we need to have, one-on-one connection for each and every household in the metro, whether formal or informal. But obviously, as I mentioned, due to the challenges around, densities, we tend to have actually, standing taps around the 200-meter radius. And this will actually ensure that, people get access to water. But again, as I say, the ideal is one-on-one. And possibly this is linked to the, housing development where, people actually need then to have, a state-subsidized housing where they can actually get it formally a single connection for each and every household. But for now, as per accepted standards, we have got, communal standpipes that are, 200-meter radius. But obviously there's quite a number of challenges. Density is one of them. But again, also, slopes as well as steepness that actually affect, access to water. As I mentioned, we actually, augment that, through water trucks as well.
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much. Let's perhaps leave it there for now.